Good afternoon. It's Dean Odell, and it's January 7th, 2025. And we're doing a little special edition of Tustin Talks because things just aren't quite there yet, right? It's January 7th. Data hasn't come in like we like. Things are just a little bit slower. We're getting going here, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging on the data. So I'm going to start here and give you what's been going on coming out of this winter market. We're going to look at the stats, and then I'll give you a little update at the end. So here we go, I think. There we go. Call this the Back to Basics edition, right? Just doing this on Zoom here real quick. No animations, no nothing, just real quick and simple. We're going to be looking at these slides today. So let's start with the first one, which is the Orange County listing inventory year over year. Well, we are at that red line all the way over to the left, and you can see there's only 3,044 homes on the market. And you can see how that compares to 2 weeks ago and how it compares to last year, up quite a bit from last year. Now, the other thing is we also have interest rates up quite high. As a matter of fact, this is the highest that interest rates have started since 2001. So for agents and for sellers, they're going to have to be very, very careful about how they price their home because people have had some of their purchasing power taken away from them. Some of them at different levels, just because it matters how much down payment they're putting, right? And everything. But what we're seeing here is that we're seeing the signs that the inventory could grow at these higher rates. You could see that it is up from last year quite a bit. And so let's see what demand's looking like here. Now, coming out of, the winter market, demand is always slow, right? So we're the red line again, just starting over here on the left. And you could see 1,310 homes, down about 53 homes from 2 weeks ago. And you can see we're up on demand from last year, which is good, which is really good. But even so, the market feels very slow at this time of year coming out of it. And you can see what the 3-year average was prior to 2020 there. So we're still quite a bit lower than that, right? Probably 25% down on pace of sales here in the last 30 days. Then we look at the expected marketing time, we're at 70 days, which is actually a little bit quicker than 2 weeks ago. Reason being is because so many homes go off the market at the end of the year like that. And so last year we were at 59 days, a little faster start, and you could see where the 3-year average is. So it's a little early, this January. We're always kind of trying to figure out, hey, what's going to happen in this market? What the experts are saying is they do anticipate there's going to be probably 20% more inventory on the market this year. And how that sells, that extra inventory, is going to be very interest rate sensitive. So they're predicting rates to stay right around 6.5%. So we don't anticipate that there's going to be just a storm of people coming out to bid up homes on prices or whatever. So pricing, like I said, is just very, very critical. But even so, you can see we still have a very hot seller's market, meaning under 60 days of activity, all the way up to 1.5 million. Then if you look at the slight seller's market, that's between 1.5 and 2 million. And then we get a balanced market at 2 to 4. And then the deep buyer's market from 4 to 6 plus, right? So anyway, when we look at the inventory and how it's distributed out there, you can see that the current inventory in this higher end, these last two categories, is 15% of the inventory with only 4% of the demand, right? So there's almost 4 houses for every one buyer here. A balanced market, you got about 1.5 homes or so for every buyer out there. But this is going to dramatically change, we think, in the next few weeks. This is pretty normal that we would have a slow market at the beginning of the year. We are getting all kinds of calls. So there's a lot of people thinking about doing something. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things go this year. So we are up and running, and we are taking listings, and we are getting them ready. So we would love to help you guys out, sellers. And, our advice to you is just to be cautious about who you list the property with and how you price it. Okay. We're seeing a lot of people list with a lot of people from all over the Orange County. And quite honestly, having that local expertise is really, really important, because otherwise people are just looking at pictures and looking at data and just trying to figure out for you as your seller's agent how to negotiate the best price for you. And it's not quite the same as somebody who lives in the area, knows the area, been there a long time, sold thousands of homes over his career, or over my career anyway. But either way, I think, that expertise is super important, and it definitely nets you more money. I mean, I've had people call me and ask me just straight out, hey, what do you charge? What's your commission? Well, that's kind of a question without context, right? Because we do so much to get houses ready, and then some houses we don't have to do anything. right? So that there's so many different services available that we can do from front end to back. It's like, well, what service do you need, right? What's your time frame? How motivated are you to get this sold? Are you just fishing around on the market and you want to put it up high and maybe bring it down over time and this and that, which we really don't recommend doing too much because a lot of times it just results in getting you less for your property, right? So my advice to you is to get the right advice, to get somebody who's a specialist in your area and somebody who really has a long track record in the business because this market's changing slowly. It's getting back. It's moving towards normal. You kind of got to know somebody who's actually worked in a market that was more normalized, right? So we'll see. We'll see how the economy's going to go. We'll see how with the politics and everything else, how that's going to work out. Buyers, you're kind of in the same boat, You're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, but don't think that you're the only buyer out there because you're not. There's still a lot of buyers. I just had a listing that I heard about that was in the area and an email went out and this listing was high end. I mean, like, over 3 million bucks. And the agent that put it out just basically said, "Hey, we're trying to sell this house off market if we can. Would anybody have anybody interested in this price point?" And he had like 31 inquiries. Okay. So there's definitely still buyers out there and there's more of them as you go down the price range, right? So don't be under the impression that you're the only buyer out there because there's a lot of buyers out there. The trick is how do you get the house and how do you get it at a fair price? And we can certainly help you with that because we know the inventory so well and we've done this for so long and so many times that it will benefit you. Will keep you protected and in a good spot long term on that house. So give us a call if you can and or reach out. You can subscribe to this. You'll get it every 2 weeks. And we're going to be back to you in 2 weeks with a different format than this Zoom call. But we did want to put something out to you guys this week and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks. Bye-bye.